It's the 420 radio show, and it's your host, Art the Ghost, blowing smoke. You already know, but check me out every Wednesday, you know? It's the ARTIKLEDAGHOST. It's the ARTIKLE. Doing the most, the radio show. It's the ARTIKLEDAGHOST. It's the ARTIKLE. Doing the most, the radio show. I talk that bud, show that love, you know what's up. I give it up, I blow that smoke, it ain't no joke. Article the Ghost. 420, blow that smoke, man, I do this every day. Stuff them cones, light it up, and then I blow that hay. You want that truth, I spit them facts. This is more than just rap. It get quiet in here, but I got that loud pack. This is one hot song, tell a DJ bring it back. Man, I'm trying to tell ya I'ma roll a sack like that. Tune in every Wednesday for the inspiration, information, like, comment, and subscriptions. Algorithms, I'ma participate, but I'ma be in the clouds until a later day. Let's go. The ARTIKLEDAGHOST. It's the ARTIKLE. Ghost doing the most, the radio show host. It's the 420 radio show, and it's your host, Art the Ghost, doing the most. You already know. And we done reached this news segment brought to you by Marijuana Moment and SteelBeatingFactory.com, where you get some of these hot beats you hear playing in the background, royalty free, of course. But you know, click that link you want to participate. Okay, and today's headline reads, Trump links cannabis and gun violence. Booker, marijuana dangerous. Legalization on Delaware's governor's desk. Bipartisan congressional bill. Wisconsin interstate commerce to governor. Nevada psychedelic. Okay, here's the top things to know. Former President Donald Trump, who is running again, suggested in a speech in the NRA conference that genetically engineered marijuana may be causing mass shootings. Delaware Governor John Carney faces April 22nd and 26th deadlines to act on a pair of complementary marijuana legalization and regulation bills now that they have been formally transmitted to his desk. He vetoed a measure to legalize cannabis last year, but this year's proposals passed with more than enough support to potentially override his this time. Senator Cory Booker called marijuana a dangerous drug that he nonetheless wants to legalize and regulate, and said it's frustrating that the cannabis industry is so overwhelmingly non-diverse while people continue to have difficulty expunging records. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries and Cannabis Caucus Co-Chair Representative Dave Joyce filed a bill to direct the Attorney General to form a commission to prepare for federal marijuana legalization by recommending regulations modeled after those for alcohol. Washington state lawmakers sent Governor Jay Inslee a bill to allow interstate marijuana commerce. Two other West Coast states, California and Oregon, already have similar cross-border cannabis trade laws on the books. The Nevada Senate Health and Human Services Committee approved a revised bill to create a psychedelic medicines working group that will develop an actionable plan on how to enable access that is safe, accessible, and affordable. The Parabola Center for Law and Policy is setting up its efforts to push back against corporate monopolization of the marijuana industry by hosting an event featuring regulators from 3 states and rolling out a list of 50 new partner companies that agree to its equity principles. Curaleaf's application to renew its license to sell recreational marijuana at most of its stores in New Jersey was rejected by regulators by the state, a move the company called an outrageous act of political retaliation. Okay, now we're moving on to federal. The National Institute of Drug Abuse published a request for information on illicit drug markets, including an interaction with or influence of drug markets with one another. Example, the impact of cannabis policies on the illicit opioid market. Senator Brian Schatz tweeted, book bans, abortion bans, trans people bans, marijuana bans, immigration bans, there are really ongoing full 1950s here and are not in a cool way. Representative Adriano Espiliat will speak at a cannabis event on Tuesday. The House bill will allow CBD as a dietary supplement got 3 new co-sponsors for a total of 17. The House bill to allow CBD as food ingredient got 1 new co-sponsor for a total of 6. Okay, now we're moving on to states. Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders signed a bill to redistrict Delta 8 THC products. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin signed a hemp product restriction bill after lawmakers approved his proposed amendments. New Jersey Senate President reportedly said home cultivation of cannabis is coming soon for certain qualifying conditions. Connecticut's House Majority Leader is pushing to include state-level 280E tax relief for marijuana businesses in the budget. The Nevada Assembly Legislative Operations of Elections Committee approved a resolution calling on Congress to reschedule marijuana separately. The Senate Commerce and Labor Committee voted to indefinitely postpone a bill requested by Governor Joe Lombardo that was focused on cracking down on illicit marijuana sales. The chairman of the New York Assembly Alcoholism and Drug Abuse Committee filed to ban cannabis-infused candy. The Wisconsin Supreme Court will hear a case concerning the odor of cannabis and police searches on Wednesday. Massachusetts regulators are speaking public comment on potential marijuana host committee agreements, municipal equity, and social consumption rule changes. Washington state regulators set an update about pesticides-tainted marijuana products. Illinois' Department of Public Health employees maintained a document that made fun of photos of medical cannabis patients, an audit revealed. Alabama regulators are considering 90 medical cannabis business license applications. Georgia regulators approved the state's first medical cannabis testing lab. Colorado's Natural Medicine Advisory Board held the first meeting separately. The Department of Transportation published a post about the results of an impaired driving survey conducted by cannabis company Native Roots. Michigan regulators posted updated lists on pesticides approved for use on hemp and marijuana. Mississippi now has clearly 6,600 approved medical cannabis patients. And that was your news segment for the 420 radio show, brought to you by Marijuana Moment and Steel Beating Productions LLC. I'm gonna drop both of these links down in the description so you can go check the website out, and you can also check out the article that I had just read so you can catch up on the rest of the article that I did not read. You know what I'm talking about? But anyway, let's get back into this music piece. If you like content like this, hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be alerted when I drop new episodes. You know what I'm talking about? But you know how we do. We're gonna get back into this smoking session, you feel me? 420, we out. Peace.
Break down that bud to a tiny piece. Stuff your cone and lie the tree. Take 2 puffs, inhale, hold it, exhale. Come on, just breathe, just breathe, just breathe, just breathe. Inhale, hold it, exhale. Come on, just breathe. Breaking down trees, you know I want it. Smoking all day, you know I'm on it. Grind the paper, lie the high. Got all components. Yeah, this is how we do.